It's 9 o'clock.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody have anything they'd like to remove from the consent agenda? No. Okay. Public comments? Like we're safe there.
For a while.
Just wait. Fiscal business.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Russell.
We have a couple items for you this morning from our office. One is the transfer of funds from the general funds. This is the interest, the quarterly interest distribution. It was almost $200,000, so that's the plus side of the having inflation like that is that interest rates go up and we make a little bit more money. And probably the last one that I have to do, there'll have to be a supplemental appropriation because when I planned this, I didn't think we were going to be earning 5% interest. So sometime between now and the end of this third quarter, I'll have to do a supplemental appropriation for the transfer. So just be aware of that if you would.
It'll be all right.
And so if that's it for 5443. Ready for your action.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for us about 5443? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve 5443?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsfall.
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay.
And then the last one is this annual streetlight special assessment. This is always one of my most fun things to do. Hate it, actually, in reality. But this one is different from the ones that we've done in the past because it includes a 1% fee that we're adding to it. Typically, this is what they would say I was charging to do this, but what we're really doing with this is we're putting the money right back in the fund, and we're using it to help offset costs between when we actually get the bill and when we actually assess. There's actually a 2-year period between when we actually get the money back and when we've actually paid it. So we'll see if 1% isn't enough to do that, but that's different from what we've done in the past.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for us on 5444? Okay, is there a motion to approve that and dispense with the second reading?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay.
Mr. Mearsfall.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Yay. Anything else, Russ?
No, sir, that's it.
Moving on to new business, we have resolution 5438, a resolution awarding or rejecting the pickleball court construction project at Patricia Allen Park and to the lowest and best responsive bidder and dispensing with the second reading.
Yeah, we've discussed this at the past several meetings. I think we've hammered out some of the details for it. In the packet, you should have found the permanent posts that were changed from the submittal included a portable post, and that was not what the specs that called for. So we adjusted that, and the pricing difference is nominal. In fact, it might just be a little bit less than what the portable ones were. So if the board has any questions, I'm glad to answer them right now. I have communicated to the contractor that the board should be considering this again for the board today, and give a second schedule as soon as possible. Not to be presumptuous.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Matt? Didn't get anybody else, but we only have the one bidder.
We did have another interested bidder that asked, but it passed the bidding window. Given the cost of this project, we had to follow the statutory guidelines for how to publicly bid it. So.
Is this bidder, had he done anything locally with other Springboro or other townships?
Pickleball necessarily, I don't know, but they're a Dayton contractor, so they're in the area, kind of smaller guys, so they're not the Barrett and Jurgensen that do big ODOT projects and the county paving, so. Yeah, they've done plenty of stuff locally.
Anybody have any other questions?
I'm finally comfortable.
Steve, anything else? Okay. Is there a motion to approve resolution 5438 and award the bid and dispense with the second reading?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
Get them rolling.
Okay. We have resolution.
Bless you.
Bless you. 5445, a resolution dedicating a portion of Whitby Township's shares of funds from the American Rescue Plan Act to fund various projects and dispensing with the second reading.
So, the fiscal officer and I have worked for months on trying to develop the highest and best use for the funds that came with the American Rescue Plan, trying to figure out what might best fit our needs and fill in some of the holes that we normally wouldn't have the funds to do. There was a spreadsheet list that I had sent the board that included some things that weren't included in this resolution, but the ones that you see in this resolution are fully developed at this point, one of which is the supplement for the pickleball courts, what costs aren't covered by the capital funds that we were awarded for it. There are some other projects that we had to, particularly the salt barn, it's a big expense.
Would you say it was?
The salt barn,
Yeah.
and the salt barn is in, let's say, deteriorating conditions, is probably too kind. It's looking pretty rough. So, the idea there is to not only replace the aging structure, but to more than double the capacity of it. So we can basically take all of the salt that we bid every year, and it should be able to hold it. So, that's one of the projects identified in this one with pickleball. We had originally identified a vehicle lift as one of the projects that we wanted to do when we first did the facilities study here, but obviously the funds dried up with cost inflation but we did want to revisit that because we've got the talent in-house to do a lot of the PM and repairs that we would otherwise have to send out for, and having guys on their back working on the trucks is not ideal. So the vehicle lift, Ryan spec'd out with State of Ohio, State of Ohio bid dock that allows us to do it. Salt barn the same way, that's through Sourcewell. So that's all set pricing from a public sector bidding consortium. And the last thing here was signage. Signage has been a topic since I've gotten here as to what to do with these signs, because it can't be appropriately cleaned the way you normally clean a sign, because it's actually styrofoam inside of the sign. But we tossed it back and forth to staff for a little while and decided, hey, how about we try to go for one sign corner out here and make it a reader board, so we can avoid doing stuff like we've got out there right now, which is a banner and the road trailer. So I just took a shot with the vendor that had done these signs before. As far as the dollar figure goes, I can certainly bid any or all of these out as the board sees fit. But I do ask for the authority to be able to do these with the ARPA funds, and we can more fully develop them as we move forward. Yeah, I'm glad to answer any questions.
Did he give you any indication, or did you give him, like, I want one this big, or you just solely just started?
As far as the reader board goes, I said a 6x8. That would be an appropriate size out there, I believe. And we would obviously control the message and the brightness of it to not detract from driver's attention.
Yeah.
It's a busy intersection of two high-speed roads, we fully understand that, so there's not going to be any flashing, that kind of stuff. It would be a static message. But that was just one of the ideas of what to do with funds. And obviously, we can run electric in-house.
I think it'd be nice to have
Save
a
some
sign out
money.
there for message board. Can't see a downside.
No, not at all. That's long overdue, in my opinion.
Animation and
Yeah.
stuff.
We'll keep that cool, just to not copy it over cheap.
The portable one sits out there most of the time anyway.
Right.
Trying to get
Right.
messages out, so.
Put the bigger one out there.
How old is the old salt gun?
95, 96 when the other barn was built.
Those don't weather so good either.
Oh, no.
Looks like we're using some street signs to augment the holes.
Well, the biggest problem is the main beam across the top of it. I didn't get the picture. Part of the concrete's actually broke underneath of it, so.
They probably so.
Get
Yeah,
them
I'd rather
all
not
up.
have our guys in there when that's involved. But, those projects, among the other ones that you might have seen in the spreadsheet, are kind of what Russ and I developed for a good use for the funds, in the absence of a larger project, if the board wanted to consider something else.
Use it up.
First pass.
Yeah, I think it's good use, particularly on the barn out there. You think?
Yeah, the plan will be to actually raise that all up with the excess dirt we left back here, level it up, and a nice level pad for it. We'll do that, demo the old salt bin and spread it out underneath.
Ryan presented us with a plan of self-performing a lot of the excavating and preparatory work for it.
Very good. Do you want, there's no amount in here. Various projects, we just say we're looking for you to bring us back amounts or something like that.
If you want, if you want hard specific amounts, we can certainly do that.
Some of these are gonna be, I mean, you're gonna be bidding this all in?
Some of the stuff we will, some of the stuff we don't need to. The salt bid is on Sourcewell, which is good.
Okay.
That's an allowable project to do without public bidding, since we're using a bid of consortium that state approved.
Okay. Well, then is there a motion to approve 5445 and dispense with the second reading?
So moved.
Second. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay. Mr. Wade?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else at this time?
Not this time.
Planning and zoning resolution 5446, resolution determining the list of specific tracts of land constitutes a nuisance for grass and weeds, and dispense with the second reading and declare no more.
Yeah, these actually came through last year, so they're repeat offenders on 042, which is just the lower end of that height, but by the time they'll actually take their notice, it will definitely be well within that time, or that height requirement. The other is a property in Country Creek, which I assume, since I've issued a single-family permit for them, they're gonna probably bush hog the thing anyway, but I had a call from their HOA that they've been having trouble getting this mowed, so. Either way, that should be resolved. That's what you have this week.
Good. So motion to approve 5446.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, nothing else?
No, that's.
Fire district, we have a recommendation to accept a donation of $427 from the Springboro Baton Order of Eagles to benefit the future fire district equipment purchase.
Get more funds coming in from their previous generosity. We're actually putting an article together to put in the Chamber of Commerce's newsletter, thanking them for all they donate and kind of giving them some publicity on what they did, what they asked us to do that. So we'll
Yeah,
continue
good.
that.
Maybe it'll meet other people. Is there a motion to accept this donation?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anything else? Okay. John, you're good, and road's good for
Yes, sir.
Just, we got National Night Out next week, Tuesday, Friday night, so. And that is the first.
Yes.
August 1st.
We saw a sign somewhere that said the septic. My wife puts foot in circles, so.
Last year.
Not for us.
Oh.
Like another jurisdiction had it down for the second.
Some people are playing with the dates now.
Are they?
Nationally, it's supposed to be the first
Tuesday, right.
And some people are starting to play with the dates now.
We've even discussed it, given the, speaking of being in Orlando in July, the humidity that comes along with it. Just an off-the-cuff conversation Chief and I had.
It's usually a pretty warm night.
Yeah. Okay. Consent agenda, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
around you, the room has been painted, a little bit of a.
It's very soothing.
It's funny, we all like the paint color, we picked it by committee, pretty much. We all had weighed in and decided which one we wanted to go with, but it's funny because it looks very different in different parts of the building based on the lighting. For instance, the foyer looks kind of dark, but in here it's very pleasant. But, those are a few of the improvements, and obviously the flooring is coming here shortly. We did engage the state bid vendor to do the carpeting and the tile in the building, so that's done.
Anything else?
No.
Anybody else have anything to bring up? Okay, hearing nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yeah.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is,